Hey everybody, Eric from the future here. I am currently editing the video that you are currently watching. See? Isn't that cool? That's pretty meta. Anyway, I just wanted to say really quick, first off, if during this video I look like death, it's because I am coming down with something and I'm trying to work through that. Number two, I just wanted to insert a quick thing about the Women's March that has been going on all over the world. I talk a lot about division in this video, and it's cool to see something that really isn't meant to be divisive. It's just standing up for women's rights, and it's been an incredibly peaceful protest, and I wanted to talk about that really quick and just point that out, especially given that you're about to watch a video where I talk a lot about the division in America. So anyway, hope you enjoy the video, and see you around. Hello everybody, my name is Aric Wood, and welcome to Aric Talks, the show where I talk about things that are important to me, and today we are going to be talking about President Donald J. Trump. Oh boy. So there's something that's been on my mind lately, and apparently American discourse is not going to let it go. So today's episode of Aric Talks is a lot like that one lady's chest from Total Recall. It comes to you in 3 parts. Part 1, not everyone who voted for Donald Trump is a sexist, racist, and or bigot. Part 2, not everyone who is protesting Donald Trump are just whiny millennials who just need a participation trophy. And part 3, Trump's America and victimhood. So, part 1, not everyone who voted for Trump is a bigot. Donald Trump is, or at least his rhetoric is, sexist, racist, and bigoted. But that does not necessarily mean that everyone who voted for him holds those particular beliefs. Take, for example, people in the Rust Belt. Back in the day, it used to be America's industrial heartland. But then, because of the rising cost of union labor, companies began shipping production to either Mexico or China, leaving a lot of people unemployed, particularly in the Rust Belt. The promise of bringing industrial jobs back to America is very appealing to the swath of unemployed in the Rust Belt, particularly those who live in Detroit, the former automobile capital of the world. The Democratic Party, and particularly Hillary Clinton, failed to represent working-class Americans, particularly industrial working-class Americans, a class of people who have been largely left behind during America's recent economic recovery from the 2008 recession. And that's only one of really hundreds of reasons that people went to the polls for Donald Trump. Now, don't get me wrong, there were and are racist, sexist, bigoted, and ignorant Trump supporters. However, it is wrong to generalize everyone who went to the polls to vote for Donald Trump as a particular type of evil. Those people in Detroit, for example, needed jobs. Those industrial workers in the Rust Belt in Detroit felt trapped because the party that should have been representing the working class interests, the Democrats, were not doing that correctly. And Donald Trump was the only alternative offering to bring jobs back into their communities. That is a rational reason for voting. You can think that they are wrong, and you can think that people who did that have done a great evil to this country. Just don't put an entire group of people into the box, even if that's what Donald Trump desperately wants you to do. Dang it. Okay, part number 2. Not everyone who hates Donald Trump and is protesting against him is just some idiot millennial liberal who desperately wants a participation trophy. Okay, so America seems to be divided along these 2 lines. There are people who think that it is unacceptable to support or have voted for or to have liked Donald Trump, and there are people who think that everyone who thinks that way is just an idiot and needs to stop complaining as soon as possible. And that's not necessarily true. Now, don't get me wrong. There are people who are protesting Donald Trump who are just crybabies. That is true. Just like there are people who voted for Donald Trump just because they're horrible racists. But let's talk for a second about conversion therapy. What is conversion therapy? Well, it's something that Donald Trump's running mate, Mike Pence, was a huge supporter of when he was governor of Indiana. So what is it exactly? Well, It's difficult to explain with any level of accuracy what it is without being horribly graphic and inappropriate. Let's just say that it is a method by which, through psychiatry, doctors try to convert someone from, I believe the technical term is deviant sexuality, to just being a straight person. Using methods that some parties might refer to as sexual and psychological abuse. And also possibly electroshock therapy. That is horrible. That is awful. And now, someone that the media has been calling the most powerful vice president in American history is also someone who has actively campaigned, diverted funds away from AIDS research to conversion therapy. People in the LGBTQ plus community are genuinely afraid of this man and what he is capable of doing. Or how about we talk about this little beauty?
A very politically correct war.
Yeah. Well, we see that happening in
the other thing is with the terrorists, you have to take out their families. When you get these terrorists, you have to take out their families. They care about their lives. Don't kid yourself. But they say they don't care about their lives. You have to take out their families.
That's right. That is Donald J. Trump advocating for the killing of women and children. These are legitimate reasons to protest Donald Trump. Now, once again, you are allowed to disagree with these people. You are allowed to think that their reasons for protesting him are unfounded or are stupid, or whatever. In the same way that people are allowed to think that people who voted for Donald Trump are wrong. You are allowed to think that other people are wrong. I personally encourage you to think that other people are wrong. Just please understand that not everyone who protests Donald Trump are prissy, sissy idiots who just need a participation trophy. Now on to part 3, victimhood in Trump's America. I was watching a movie with Daniel Radcliffe earlier this week, and there was this quote: "The only necessary ingredient for fascism is victimhood." There are a lot of people in this country right now who feel victimized. Whether that is real or imagined, I don't know, but there are a lot of people who feel like they are the victims. You know, this guy lost his job. This girl didn't get into college. This guy was prosecuted for his faith. This guy was also prosecuted for his faith, but it was a different faith, and everyone in the world thinks that they are the ones who have been victimized the most. And this is frightening and disturbing, because that victimization is always scapegoated. It's the Mexicans, it's the Chinese, it's the straight people, it's the white people, it's Russia, it's always somebody. It's always somebody. It's the Jews, it's the bourgeoisie, it's the counter-revolutionaries, it's the Catholics, it's the Protestants, it's King John, it's the monarchy, it's this, it's that. All my problems are not my own. It's the 1%, it's the millennials, it's the baby boomers. It is everybody but me. And everything would be so much better if my chosen scapegoat would just go away. So I'm just gonna level with you. I don't care how you feel. Feelings to me are inherently invalid. I care about reality. The more you choose to be the victim and to feel victimized, the easier it is to hate other people. And that is the basic evil, to hate other people. And the reason I want to make this video is because right now, and I don't think this problem is gonna go away, the Trump people hate the anti-Trump people, and the anti-Trump people hate the Trump people, and the Trump people think the anti-Trump people should burn in hell, and the anti-Trump people think the Trump people should burn in hell, and gosh dang it, democracy's just too freaking inconvenient. Screw this whole voting thing when people vote the wrong way. If that is what you think, if you truly believe that people, based on the way that they vote, a whole group of people, the entire voting populace, based on the way they vote or how they choose to exercise their First Amendment rights of protest or whatever. If you hate those people based on their political opinions and the way that they exercise their voting rights and their First Amendment rights, if you hate those people, you have failed at being American. You have fundamentally missed the point. You can think that someone else is wrong. You can think that what someone else believes is a bane to American society or to the global society. But to turn that into hatred for that group of people is, if anything's going to kill our nation, it's gonna be that. Anyway, that's all the time we have for the video today. I know I've been kind of heavy for the past couple of ones, and so I promise next video is going to be a lot more upbeat and fun, and so make sure that happens. As always, you are a beautiful human being. Try to change the world today. Please, please, please love someone today. And as always, sincerely yours, Aric Wood.